They told you this wouldn't happen. They said it was all talk, just all politics, all fear tactics. But look at him. Planes are taking off. Raids are happening in real time. And the same people who told you this wasn't real, they starting to panic. Like, that right there is where everything changes, y'all, because this isn't a speech. This isn't a campaign promise. This is execution in real time that you're seeing. Planes in motion. That usually means decisions already got made. Paperwork already signed. People already processed. And the craziest part, you can feel it. You know what I'm saying? You can. This ain't quiet no more. Trump, they ain't playing. This is loud, public, intentional. And while that is happening, some people are starting to realize what this actually turns into.
Thank you.
Congresswoman, what do you make of the DHS warehouses going up across the country? They're leasing hundreds of millions of dollars worth of space.
We're seeing what ICE is doing. I think every American should be alarmed. They are building and have built a black box system that disappears people, both immigrants and U.S. citizens alike. So I think that where possible, this is also an area where we actually have agency to fight back. We have power in that because a lot of these warehouses require approvals on the local, municipal, and state level. And so we have to be vigilant about this, deny those permits. If your community doesn't want this in your backyard, you can stop this. You can ask your mayors, your city council, your county commissioners to deny these permits. And
Pause. You know what? However this happened, this is actually what she looks like when she talks. Now pause, I said. We got to pause, though. Because you want to listen to what she's actually saying. Not how it's being framed, right? Because when you start hearing words like system or no transparency and black box, that's not just disagreement anymore. That's fear of what it could become. But here's where the disconnect happens. One side is looking at this like enforcement, which it is. The other side is looking at it like escalation of some sort, which they're the ones doing it. And those two views, they just don't meet in the middle, nowhere in the middle. Now, we're going to take it a step further. Because for some people, this wasn't just about enforcement. This was never just about it.
Country. And hoping during the next administration, the Democratic administration, all of a sudden we got amnesty. All of a sudden, everybody gets amnesty. They think they're future Democratic voters. But remember, when Joe Biden opened the border up, he also overturned the Trump census rule. And that way, illegal aliens, and millions of illegal aliens in sanctuary cities, they'll be counted in the census. What does that result in? More seats in the House for the Dems. They sold this country out for future political power. They saw future political benefit in doing this. And as we're removing record numbers of these people, they're mad. They're pissed off because we're ruining their long-term plans for power for decades to come. But we're going to keep arresting. President Trump promised the mass deportation. That's exactly what we're going to do. And I don't think we're going to lose the White House anytime soon. So we're going to keep doing it. Country.
I know that's right. I know that's right. This is a completely different angle, right? Now it's not even about policy anymore. It's about power. And we've been able to see that for a very long time. Representation, numbers, long-term positioning is what they were trying to do. That's why you got the whole SAVE Act chaos. And whether you agree or not, rather, you can see why tensions start rising when conversations shift there. Because now it's not just who stays or who goes. It's what does this change later? We know who's trying to position himself. But all that talk, policy, politics, strategy, it hits different when it leaves the screen and it decides to show up in real life.
I'm talking to you. Was all that necessary? All those beatings? Okay.
Do you have to beat him?
All the beating was necessary.
What happened here?
Okay. Was all the beating necessary? I didn't see him attacking you right now.
Get up.
Out of the sudden, he was on the floor and you were attacking him.
Let's go. Back up.
You have a warrant for his arrest. Okay, but he was already on the front. He was attacking him. What the fuck was all that about, man? The fuck?
That's fucking nice.
Free the homie.
Go inside. Did you go inside? Yeah, please. I'm inside in front of him.
Yep. This is where it stops being a debate. You got people yelling, well, free the homie, God. No, I'm not here to offend nobody. Hold on. Let me retract that. I was just merely, make sure I make that clear. But yeah, you got people yelling, recording, questioning what they're seeing in real time. And notice something. You got some emotional reacting. But I also see, I feel like, there's a half of that expected this. That tension right there, though, that's the country right now, if I'm being honest. And if you think that was intense, watch what happens when it hits a little closer to home.
Walking up as close as I can. It's Tuesday, not 10 o'clock. It's Tuesday, 10 o'clock in Downey, March 17th. There are 3 officers. Tell me your name. Tell me your name.
Man, we're federal officers, okay?
That's the part that nobody can ignore, because now it's not just a situation, it's a person. Crime, calling for help. People around her reacting, filming, and trying to process it. And of course, man, we gotta have that. You could be sympathetic and all that, but you also gotta understand, man. We gotta obey the laws of the land. It's biblical. Seriously, it's a process to this. You can't walk into a bar without your ID. You know what I mean? You can't get into most places without your ID, let alone crossing the border illegally. Like I said, man, this is just what everything just collides. Law, emotion, and reality. No matter what side you're on, moments like this, it's going to force a reaction. And at the same time that all this is happening, You've got people speaking out before it even reaches them. I think she's like taunting. Would you say she's taunting?
I am undocumented and unafraid to know that only 15 minutes away from where I lay my head at night, I could be locked up in a cell against my will. That I could face abuse, neglect, or even be raped is a horrifying reality. I am undocumented and unafraid. I am undocumented and unafraid. I am undocumented and unafraid.
Okay, just want to make sure I heard that correctly. That right there ties together everything. Because now it's not just about what's happening, it's about what people think could happen. Talk about the fear of being detained and, well, they talk, the fear of being caught in the system, the fear of what these facilities represent. And whether you see it as justified or not, which I don't see her actions justified at all. What? Like, you just put a target, like, I hope Tom Homan is like, oh, word? Yeah, it's real to them. So, now step back and really look at what you just watched, right? Not headlines, a couple tweets, but, not necessarily tweets, not narratives, just real moments. Planes taking off with them illegals. Facilities being built before most people can even understand what they are. Detainment's happening in broad daylight, as they're supposed to, and not too much chaos going around in terms of crowds hurting. You got a few, but it's quite low in comparison to what we've seen. Yeah, man, you see them getting them in places people shop. People, yeah, they just whoop. And at the same time, you got fear, you got support, you've got anger, you've got people saying this is long overdue. And others saying that this is going too far. All that existing at the same time. That's where we are right now. This is one of those conversations where everybody's never going to agree. It's not even one of those conversations where people are arguing about the same thing. Some people are talking about law, others we talk about humanity and safety and ultimately control. All of those conversations are happening at once. While everything you just saw continues to move forward regardless. That's the part that really hits different. Because whether whether someone agrees with it, disagrees with it, or doesn't even fully understand it yet, it's slowing down. And at a certain point, this stops being something you scroll past and it turns into something you have to actually think about. Excuse me. Now, what someone told you to think? Don't lean on that. No, besides you're supposed to be on. What you actually believe when you see it happening in real time. So, if you made it to the end of this video, I want you to write a question in the comments. I want that question to be, what is it about? Yeah. We're talking about, like I said, humanity, safety, and ultimately control. Like, what is this all about? Y'all be safe. Go check on somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life. You know what? Let me try to see if I can get this thing to 14 minutes real quick. Just for the algorithm, you know what I'm saying? See what I can talk about. I'm having a good day, My barber did his thing. He gave me a lining. All right, I'm done messing with y'all, man. Be safe for real. Peace.